Hey, so today I'm going to go over how to detail an engine. You know, I don't really care too much crazily about having a super clean truck just because I'm always going off-road and, you know, pulling the RV and stuff, what have you. But I said, why not? You know, I'm going to detail it. I think it's good to detail your engine bay every now and then. This way you can see if you have any rusted parts that you might need to replace, if there's any buildup on the battery, what have you. Just ultimately, I think it's a good thing to do for general maintenance every now and then. So the things that you are going to need is some brushes. Apologize about the background noise. Obviously there's a lot of people doing crazy stuff here at the RV park today. But just some brushes. I bought these on Amazon. They're borehead brushes. They're great for cleaning into little crevices and stuff like that. Next, you're gonna need a cleaner, right? Just to break down the grease and what have you. You can use something as simple as Simple Green. That's what I like to use, but you could also use just like some dish soap with a little water. That works as well. The third thing is for the final detail piece. If you want to, you don't have to, but to detail all like the plastic pieces and stuff like that, I'm going to try to use Meguiar's Ultimate Black Plastic Restore for today's video. I actually have not used this before, but I heard good things about it, so we'll see how that goes. So the first part you want to do is just take these brushes while everything's dry and just brush all the dirt off everything. Now it sounds crazy, but you'll be surprised at the difference that will make. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go through this side, work my way around and brush everything off, get it all off the car, and then we'll go into the second part. Alright, now that I dusted off the whole engine bay, I also did a couple other things at the same time. I removed the air filter just so I had more room over here to dust. I also removed the battery just so I also had a little bit more room to dust, plus I could get in there a little bit better. So the next step is going to be covering up the engine bay, and all I'm going to do with that is use a plastic trash bag, right? Just like so. And the only reason I do that is just so a bunch of water doesn't get on the actual engine bay, engine as I should say. Also, when you're wetting down these areas, you don't want to use a high pressure because you don't want a lot of water to get into these little electronics, but overall you can have water get into your engine bay. Of course you can, because right, that's why we can go through puddles and drive in the rain, what have you, but you just don't want to use a really high pressure. So I use a very low pressure, and that'll be the next step. So I just wetted this area. Instead of using a hose, because my hose is a little short, I didn't really feel like moving the truck and all the tools I have on it. I just took a bucket, right? So bucket, just dumped a little water on it just to get everything nice and wet. And now I'm gonna use the Simple Green. Now what I'm going to do from here is let that sit for 5 to 10 minutes just to let it get a good traction in there. And then what I would do after that is I'm going to use the brush and really work it into those areas really well, and then wash it off. But I'm going to do this in sections, so one section, middle section, that section, and then I'll do the engine. All right. Alright, well that's the final product. I didn't get super detailed into it to make it like perfect where you could eat off it or where I would take it to a show. My main purpose for this was just to get a lot of that grime off. This is a 2003 F-150 Lariat, so it probably hasn't been cleaned in easily 10 years, if not ever been cleaned in here. So I just wanted to get a lot of that grime off, clean up, just to make sure all the hoses were good. There was nothing crazy. You know, I took the battery out, took this out. Eventually I do need to replace this as it's starting to look pretty bad. I don't know how old this is either. But yeah, so this is the end all be all. So again, first thing you want to do is just brush it all off. Dry, which makes a big difference. You want to hose it off, make sure you have that trash bag on the engine block so you don't get a lot of water on that. And then you want to use some kind of degreaser. I like to use Simple Green. You scrub that in, let it sit, wash that off, and then your final piece is to use detailer if you want to. As you can see, it does a really good job at making that black shine look good. Again, I could have honestly gotten this a lot better, but I wasn't trying to go for a super detailed, crazy look. I just kind of wanted to get a good look under here and see what was under all that grime and crap. So hopefully you got something out of this video. I'll put a link below to the tools that I use from Amazon, what have you. But yeah, thanks for joining me today, and have a good one.